Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sunday, June 21st, 2009. Been a little while since I had a time to do some swell scan video reporting, but I wanted to keep you updated on what's happening right now, besides what I'm doing over at the wetsand.com site. We do have some wind swell in the water right now. That's going to be peaking also on Monday. I wanted to show you what's bringing that all together, as well as the weather change that's going to be in store for us and some shiftiness that could be coming our way, but hopefully it's going to turn into some calmer winds later on in the week. And that'll be good news. We have some south-southeast swell coming up from Chile. Wanted to show you what brought that together, what's remnant still down around that region. A little bit of activity starting to form too around New Zealand. Might see a little bit of that stuff come into the weekend, but the Chilean swell will be coming in later in the week. Calm winds then. But looks like we then could see a flat spell for a little while, and then we might see some New Zealand type activity come off Antarctica. Coming up and around the 3rd, maybe for the holiday weekend, building a little bit better, basing a lot of that off the long range models. I wanted to show you why. So this is what's happening on the models right now. Starting out looking at the weather models, we can get a good idea of why we've got such a strong onshore flow, why we've had some wind swell in the water, and how that's probably going to change over the next few days. There's a lot of troughing pushing south from the Gulf, and we can see that's deep well over Southern California. High pressure is off to the America Southwest and also way out in the Pacific above Hawaii. Low pressure to the north in the trough has been causing a lot of wind swell fetch along the coast. That's going to be changing over the next few days, though. If we spin the models forward in time, we can see that the trough will still stay at us, the blue high pressure wanting to come in and then pinch a low, kind of off to the side. Not pinch a low, but pinch a low. And that'll be coming a little bit farther south as we move forward in time. And then it gets a little bit tricky. We can see a lot of high pressure wanting to move in. This is Thursday's model. But that cutoff low, that area in red, is still real iffy. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with that. Models have been really tossing that around over the last 48 hours, and it's different almost every model run. So we can see this also on the wind charts, and this is one of my wind charts off of my free site, wavecast.com. We can see the area highlighted in the reddish area around the 23rd, 24th. As we start getting into the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame, we're going to see winds actually calm down. And that's because we've got high pressure wanting to move in. The cutoff low is still a little bit annoying. We still don't know exactly what's going to happen with that, but it looks like we could, though, be seeing some calm winds during the second half of the week. Right now, though, we do have a lot of wind swell off the coast. This is looking here at the Northern Hemisphere model. A lot of that wind swell sitting off the coast has caused from a lot of the winds that have been blowing in the outer waters. In fact, there have been gale warnings issued over the last 48 hours for mariners. That wind swell, though, is going to be backing down over the next 24 or 48 hours, and that's going to be some good news, not just for those winds, but also clean up conditions a little bit. And we've got something coming up from the Southern Hemisphere. This is a look at the Southern Hemisphere model right now. If you look in the bottom right, we can see some Chilean remnants. That's from that system I've been talking about in the wetsand.com reports over the last week or so. This one really did move off more toward Chile. It really didn't throw us much. It's a very steep angle for Southern California. We'll be seeing that move in definitely by Thursday, but that's going to be steep, 160, 170 degree angle. A little bit of weak New Zealand activity. We'll be seeing that come in over the weekend, but pretty small overall by the weekend, looks like. But then it looks like we're going to be seeing some stuff come up. If we spin these models forward in time, a little bit of activity starting to break off Antarctica. That's really good news. 72 hours out, though, on a model. And this is 96 hours out, even more. But start seeing the trend here. 120 hours out, we're starting to see a lot more fetch building. And then by 144 hours out, we could see a lot of fetch really breaking off Antarctica down around New Zealand. That would be forming some fetch that would be thrown at us from a very good angle. This is angled more from about 210, 220 degrees. Be throwing some best southwest our way. That'd be hitting most of the south-facing breaks in Southern California. That trend would probably start around the 3rd, and the peak that we just saw in the 144-hour model, that probably wouldn't hit us until about the 7th or 8th, but still have to see how that works out over the next few days. So taking a look at the wave charts and how this all comes together, once again, you can get this wave chart just like with the wind chart over at my free Wavecast site, wavecast.com. On the top graph, we can see that's the northerly energy. Still got a lot of wind swell that's going to be coming in later on tonight and peaking then on Monday. As that declines, see what starts happening down on the lower graph. That's southerly energy. We can see energy that would be coming in late Wednesday night, then peaking on Thursday the 25th. We'd have a little bit of remnant then left over on Friday the 26th, Saturday the 27th. That looks like size is going to start backing down. A little bit of New Zealand activity may come in on Sunday the 28th, Monday the 29th, but not holding a whole lot of hope on that. The stuff, though, that would be coming up in around the 3rd through the 8th, we got to see how that develops over the next few days. So that's how things are shaping up right now. It looks like we're going to have some cleaner swell during the second half of the week when the winds start to calm down, wind swell gets out of the picture, and then we start seeing some of that steep-angled south-southeast energy come up. Nothing really epic by the looks of things right now, and it's very steep-angled too, so only standout south-facing breaks are really going to benefit from this. It may be a while then before we see any sizable significant swell. Looks like we might see some stuff from that New Zealand activity come around the holiday weekend for Independence Weekend, but probably nothing's all that sizable until we get into possibly the 7th or so of July. So you have to be patient, although things shouldn't really go flat anytime soon. But no matter what, I'll be keeping an eye on it, and I'll be keeping you posted. If you always want to get the latest ETAs on the swell, wind, weather, tide, and more, you can always check out my SoCal Surf Report at wetsand.com.